Welcome to the Richmond Market Insight Forum podcast, where bold ideas, sharp insight and industry leaders come together. Brought to you by your video team.
Hello, welcome along to the studio today. So tell me who you are, what you do and what your business does.
So I'm Maria Twigge. I am the Chief Sales Officer at FlexMR, and at FlexMR we are all about delivering customer salience for our clients, and we do that through an InsightHub platform and through insight and management consultancy.
Amazing. So explain to me what customer salience is.
So customer salience is all about making it easy for your executives and board members to make decisions with customers in mind. So immersing your teams of stakeholders in customer insights so that they can take the right decisions in a really quick and agile way.
So it puts them on that same level to kind of go, right, where is my customer thinking? What are they up to? And do you look at trends and things like that? Does that influence the salience side of things?
Yeah, I mean, our model, historically, is very much based on building communities and panels.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we can do with the InsightHub is build a big database of audiences to engage with, which means that instead of kind of one-off business questions, you're talking to your customers on an ongoing basis, and you're really immersed in what they think and what they feel, so that instead of a stakeholder having to ask a question, they can think, oh, if I make this decision, I know what the customers will think about that because I've been part of the program of customer salience.
That must add so much value, not just for the business, because obviously they've literally been talking to people, but also those people within those communities, because someone else is asking a question that either they wanted to but didn't want to ask out loud, or that they hadn't thought of asking, and then they're triggered and they're like, oh yeah, I need the answer to this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a sort of framework of the 4 C's that we work with, and being more collaborative is definitely one of those, which enables more questions to be answered, because the insights are being shared more broadly across the organisation through that insight.
Amazing. So how has that brought you along to Richmond events and the Insight Forum today?
So I have been with FlexMR for 15 years now, and 10 of those we've been attending this event.
Wow.
So we did traditionally do lots of communities and panels at FlexMR, and our offering is much broader than that as we've grown. But this has been a key part of that growth journey for us. We have got new clients every year. It's just a great place to meet people and develop relationships, and there's just no place like it in terms of being able to speak to so many people across one event.
And your role today is you have a table in the other room.
Yes.
And you've got appointments booked. What value does that bring to you and the persons you're sitting with on that day?
It's always a really kind of fast-paced, exciting interaction, and I get to hear a little bit about the role of the person and their business and what's important to them, and I get to kind of introduce the key things that we might be able to work with them on. But the main thing I found is, just to have a conversation, be authentic, and build relationships with the people that you get along well with, because they're the ones you end up doing great work for.
Yeah, amazing. And what about, because there are so many different events, conferences, networkings, all of these sorts of events you could go to. Mm-hmm. What is it that makes this one the one that you've kind of gone, like you say, it's actually, we've got our own forums, but we're still going to attend this one?
It is the one-to-one, because you get to have that kind of depth conversation on an individual basis, and it's also because every person I meet is a new person in the industry, so we work with lots of different sectors within market research, and there's just always new people and new faces coming into the industry, so it allows us to make sure we have those strong connections with the right people.
And do you find that the people you're speaking to are also those decision makers and the people within the business that actually, that if you were out networking, rather than having to work up to them, they are the people you wanted to get to direct as well?
Yes, definitely. So our client base, the people that I've met here have been the people that have bought our services from us when they've become clients of ours. So yeah, we love the model.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what about in reverse then? So you're getting to have these meetings, and obviously, yes, from a business perspective, you know, there's potential leads and prospects that happen, and sales, but there's so much knowledge in the rooms that are going on as well, the keynotes. Are you able to take advantage of some of that as well?
Yes, I mean, I really love the keynotes. They're always very inspirational, and they get you thinking more broadly than just the kind of narrow field that we've been working in. Beyond that, the day tends to be packed for us with appointments, but the end of day drinks as well is another opportunity to actually meet some of the other agencies as well and have a chat with them and see what's happening.
So during that lunch break period and like you say, dinner, which tonight's got entertainment, it's very exciting.
Yes.
I've got to say. I'm very excited for tonight's entertainment. Those sort of are the additional opportunities of you to meet the other suppliers and like additional people.
Yeah, and current clients that we work with who are attending and things like that. Yeah.
Incredible. So what would you then give as a top tip from FlexMR out there to the world right now?
So I think what we're very much banging the drum for at the moment is that as insights people, we're all really great at researching the customer audiences and bringing that insight to the business, but we're not necessarily as good at understanding internally what the stakeholders are going to do with that insight, what their day-to-day demands are in terms of what they've got on their plate, and why they're not necessarily actioning the insights the way we would want them to. So we encourage insights people to do more of a decision audit within the organisation, make sure you understand the people that you're giving the insights to so that you can make it impactful, and the impact of insight doesn't stop just there, it reaches forward into the values and the culture of the organisation.
That's such a good piece of information, because like you say, is you work really hard to get all this insight and then it gets to a point and gets blocked, and actually, because there's still so much going on. What an incredible piece of information. Maria, thank you so much for joining us. It's been brilliant to have you, and we can't wait to share it and get you out there.
Brilliant, thanks very much.
Thank you for joining us on the Richmond Market Insight Forum podcast, where every conversation sparks new thinking. Brought to you by your video team.